Most people don't make mistakes because they're careless or stupid. They make them because they never pause to see the hidden traps waiting just ahead. And the scariest part? You won't even notice until the damage is done, until a small slip turns into a life-altering regret. That's the real danger. Mistakes don't scream warnings, they whisper temptations. The world doesn't stop you the second you veer off course. It lets you feel confident, lets you justify your choices, lets you convince yourself that everything's under control, while quietly steering you toward a future filled with what-ifs and missed chances. One impulsive decision might not ruin you, but a pattern of unchecked choices, repeated day after day, week after week, compounds into something far worse than a single failure. It becomes a chain of regrets that binds you to a version of life you never intended. Years slip away, opportunities fade, and that inner fire, the one that once drove you to dream big, dims into doubt and resignation, not from one massive catastrophe, but from 1,000 tiny, unnoticed missteps. This video isn't just advice, it's a wake-up call, a stark reminder before the fallout becomes irreversible. If you're watching this now, there's still time to shift. Let me pose a real question. When you envision the life you crave, the success, the influence, the mastery over your destiny, what do you believe it demands? Hard work? Intelligence? Luck? Sure, those play roles, but here's the unspoken truth. Without sharp awareness, even the hardest workers end up building castles on sand. You can hustle relentlessly, outsmart the competition, sacrifice everything, and still land in a place that feels empty, because mistakes born from blindness erode your foundation. The true threat isn't external forces, it's the internal oversights, the alliances you form without scrutiny, the emotions you let dictate actions, the approvals you chase at the cost of authenticity. These are the pitfalls that derail even the most ambitious souls. And this is where Machiavelli comes in. When you hear Machiavelli, images of cunning schemes and ruthless power plays might flash, but that's a shallow take. Machiavelli wasn't preaching villainy, he was dissecting human nature with unflinching precision. He saw how people truly operate, not the fairy tale versions we hope for, but the raw, self-serving realities. His insights from The Prince and beyond weren't for tyrants alone. They were for the vigilant, those who refused to be pawns in someone else's game. He understood how good intentions morph into vulnerabilities, how trust misplaced leads to betrayal, and how ego blinds us to corrections. In this video, I'll arm you with 7 critical warnings drawn from his philosophy, 7 red flags to spot before they trap you, 7 strategies to sidestep disasters. By the end, you'll possess a mental toolkit that could save you years of heartache. Apply just a fraction and you'll navigate life with eyes wide open, decisions sharpened, and regrets minimized. Now, affirm this in the comments. I see the traps. Let's dive in. Number 1. Question your motives before every major move. Here's a deceptively simple query most folks skip. Why am I really doing this? Not the polished excuse you tell others or even yourself, the raw, unfiltered truth. Are you pursuing that promotion because it aligns with your vision or because it strokes your ego? Is that business venture fueled by genuine passion or by fear of missing out on the hype? Machiavelli warned that unchecked motives are the root of countless blunders. He observed rulers who launched wars not for strategic gain, but from wounded pride or fleeting ambition, only to watch their empires crumble. In everyday life, this plays out subtly. Think of the entrepreneur who pours savings into a trendy startup, ignoring red flags because everyone's doing it. Or the person who commits to a relationship driven by loneliness rather than compatibility. These aren't random errors, they're motive mismatches. Motives shape outcomes. If yours are clouded by impulse, envy, or external pressure, you're setting a trap for yourself. Machiavelli urged self-interrogation. Peel back the layers. Ask, what do I gain long-term? What hidden costs lurk? Who influences this choice, and why? Practice this, Before any big decision, career shift, investment, partnership, journal your motives honestly. List pros, cons, and underlying drivers. If fear or ego dominates, pause. True power stems from aligned actions, not reactive ones. Questioning isn't doubt, it's defense. It shields you from self-sabotage. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I question my motives. Number 2. Beware of false allies and hidden agendas. Trust is a double-edged sword, essential for alliances, yet deadly when misplaced. Machiavelli dissected this masterfully. People pledge loyalty when it suits them, but self-interest always reigns supreme. He saw princes betrayed, not by open foes, but by friends who shifted with the winds of opportunity. Today, this manifests in toxic partnerships. The colleague who flatters you for access to your network only to undermine you later. The mentor whose advice steers you towards their benefit, not yours. Or the friend who encourages reckless spending, masking their envy of your discipline. False allies don't wear signs, they charm and camouflage. Warning signs, inconsistent actions, warm in private, distant in public, overly eager agreements without substance, or subtle manipulations like guilt-tripping you into favors. Machiavelli's counsel: vet rigorously. Observe behavior over time under stress. Test loyalty with small stakes before big ones. Ask, do their words match deeds? Do they celebrate your wins genuinely or with veiled resentment? Building a circle of true allies demands discernment. Cut ties early if agendas clash. Solitude beats betrayal. This warning saves empires and personal peace. Affirm in the comments, I vet my allies. Number 3. Master your emotions or they'll master you. Emotions are potent allies but treacherous masters. Machiavelli noted how leaders fell not from lack of intellect but from unchecked passions. Anger sparking needless conflicts, fear paralyzing progress. Regrets often traced to emotional hijacks. The heated argument that ends a valuable relationship. The panic buy during market dips leading to losses, or euphoria-fueled investments in scams. Emotions amplify the now, dimming foresight. Anger demands instant retaliation. Fear whispers retreat. Excitement blinds to risks. His strategy: cultivate detachment. Feel emotions, but don't act on them impulsively. Implement a cooling period. Wait 24 hours for major decisions. Journal triggers. What emotion drives this? If removed, does the choice hold? Train through meditation or stoic practices. Machiavelli knew emotional mastery forges unshakable resolve. Without it, mistakes multiply. Comment your affirmation, I control my emotions. Number 4. Shun complacency. It breeds downfall. Comfort is a silent killer of ambition. Machiavelli warned that secure rulers grew lax, ignoring threats until too late. Complacency erodes edge, turning strengths into weaknesses. In modern terms, the job that pays steadily but stifles growth, leading to obsolescence. The routine relationship lacking spark, fostering resentment. Or the fitness plateau where good enough halts progress. Signs: boredom, excuses for inaction, rationalizing stagnation. Counter it. Embrace discomfort as growth fuel. Set challenges, learn new skills, seek feedback, disrupt routines. Machiavelli advised constant vigilance. Audit your life quarterly. Ask, am I advancing or settling? Complacency invites mistakes. Action averts them. Affirm, I reject complacency. Number 5. Always weigh long-term consequences. Short-sighted choices yield long-term pains. Machiavelli critiqued rulers who prioritized quick wins, ignoring ripple effects.
alliances that soured, decisions that haunted generations. Examples: skipping education for immediate jobs, regretting later; overspending on luxuries, facing debt; or hasty words in anger, damaging reputations. Consequences compound. One indulgence becomes habit, one lie spawns more. His method: project outcomes. For every choice, map best/worst scenarios over months, years. Use decision trees or pros and cons with timelines. Prioritize sustainability over instant gratification. This warning transforms impulsivity into strategy. Comment: I think long-term. Number 6. Reject unnecessary approval seeking. Craving validation seeds control. Machiavelli saw leaders weakened by pandering to crowds, losing authority. Today, altering opinions to fit groups, diminishing authenticity. Choosing careers for parental praise, not passion, or social media obsessions, chasing likes over substance. Approval makes you malleable, inviting exploitation. Break free. Build self-validation. Define core values. Act accordingly. Machiavelli urged, earn respect through conviction, not conformity. Practice saying no. Observe reactions. True allies stay, others reveal themselves. This liberates decisions from external chains. Affirm, I seek no approval. Number 7. Admit and correct errors swiftly, sans ego. Pride prolongs mistakes. Machiavelli praised adaptable leaders who pivoted without shame, surviving where rigid ones perished. Regrets amplify when ego blocks course corrections. Sticking to failing strategies to save face, denying faults in arguments, escalating conflicts, or ignoring health warnings from vanity. Ego whispers, admitting wrong means weakness. Counter, view errors as data. Machiavelli, results over reputation. Implement reviews. Post-decision, assess outcomes objectively. Adjust promptly. Celebrate corrections as wins. This warning turns setbacks into stepping stones. Comment, I correct without ego. Wrapping up, mistakes aren't inevitable, they're avoidable with vigilance. Machiavelli's warnings equip you to navigate life's minefields. Question motives, vet allies, master emotions, shun complacency, weigh consequences, reject approval, correct ego-free. Implement these and regrets fade. If this resonates, like, share with someone at a crossroads, subscribe for more strategic wisdom. Affirm finally, I heed the warnings.